Hello and welcome to the Capwise Hockey Association. I'm James Anderson. I'm the commissioner and the founder of Capwise. I'm really glad that you've joined us and thanks for taking the time to watch these tutorial videos. I hope you're going to find them really useful as you get to know Capwise. I usually tell people it takes about a full year to really learn how Capwise works and to really learn all the strategies and the tricks and everything else you might need for success. So I ask that you're patient with us. I ask that you really take your time with the rule book and with learning how things work. Really try to be engaged, ask questions anytime you're not sure about something. Always ask the question. No such thing as a dumb question. Um, and after a year, after you've gone through all the different parts of the season, all the drafts and all the free agency and everything else, I think you're going to really have a good handle on things and be ready to fly in your second season. The videos here are going to be broken up into a few different ones. I'm not trying to get into the depths of the rule book here. The rule book is complicated. It's long. It'll take a while to get through. I do recommend that you actually sit down and read through it two, even three times, right off the bat before you start doing anything. Then continue to read it in parts as things become relevant during your first season. You're going to find yourself constantly going back to that rule book and asking, looking up answers to questions that you might have. So get used to it, keep it bookmarked, make sure you know how to get to that rule book, but definitely start by reading through it. Anyway, the point of these videos is not really to talk about that rule book. It is constantly changing. We're evolving the rules every year. And so these videos just wouldn't live very long if that were the case. The point here is really to introduce you to the tools that we have, the different venues, the spreadsheets, the websites, all of that, and just really walk through how those types of things work, so that you know how to manage your team on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to start off real quick in this first video with the website. This is the thing you're probably going to use the least. I'm going to share my screen here. www.capwisehockey.com. There's a very basic website here. Ultimately, the purpose of this website is recruitment, right? It's brand new general managers coming in and trying to learn a little bit about Capwise. It's a little bit out of date. I actually need to update it a bit. It's a little bit broken as well. This is supposed to be a carousel of these different images, and instead they're just kind of plopped here going down the screen. You can read through these things, but honestly, at this point, you're already here. You're already in. So this is really just the cover page. Next, here we have the forums. I would highly recommend you just bookmark the forums and get used to visiting that forum every day. There's not a lot of important information posted on the website, very little change to the website day over day. All the important stuff is happening over at the forum. So get used to visiting that. As a matter of fact, it is actually an obligation of this league, a rule that you visit the forum with a certain amount of regularity. The details of that are defined in the rule book, and they vary depending on whether we're in season or out of season and all that. So get used to it, have it on your phone, get used to looking at that forum. Over here, we've got the rules. You can click the word rules here just to get a super high level overview of the rules. Here's a link as well to the rule book. From here as well, I see the full rule book right here. Click into that to open up the PDF of the rules. And then below that, we have prizes and entry fees. This is just kind of a useful page to see all the different leagues, how much they cost, and how much you could possibly win for those leagues. Here under leagues, you see all of those different leagues. You can also just click this word leagues to get back to that prizes and entry fees. Under each of these, you're going to have a little description, and then you've got your teams and your history. These, again, are falling a little bit out of date. I'm going to try to keep up the history side of it. Ultimately, that's just top three of the regular season plus top three of the playoffs plus the regular season champ. We used to do a league MVP, which we don't do anymore. We used to do an all-star game as well, which we also don't do anymore. Uh, so those things have tapered off as the years have gone on. On the team side here, you can see all the current teams in the league, where the GM's located, how long they've been in the league, and then you can click in to get a little bit of history about the team. That's actually a bad example. That's one of our charter teams, one of the only teams in Capwise, one of two that has never changed hands in our entire history. But let me choose a different team here. You can see it used to be called Special Task Force until 2015 when it became Reggie Dunlop's season by season history. Again, you can see where this has fallen off. Not really up to date anymore. But if you're taking over a team, which most of you will be, it might be kind of nice to come back here and see, a little bit of history about that team. There's a section here called history. You're more than welcome to provide something to put in there, I'm happy to update it for you. You can't update it yourself, but it's there. You can see here a good amount of history listed for this particular team. As we move over here, we have join. This is going to show you where the available teams are currently and have you fill out an application. Again, you're already here, but if you do have a friend who's interested, you can send them here to fill out an application. That's going to take them to a Google form, and then from there, I'll get in touch with them after that. Here we've got the Hall of Fame. Only a few members in the Hall of Fame so far. There hasn't been one in quite a few years, but we're probably about due to add one or two more people to this. Try to be really selective here. This is supposed to be a pretty special honor. And when you do get into the Hall of Fame, you get um, a nice little write-up about you, how long you've been around, what you've been doing, the teams you've managed, and all that, all your success. And then you get to carry this little graphic here in your forum signature, which is really what it's all about. People love their little trophy case. And then finally here, there's a little link called History. If you click that, you can read, this was written back for our 10th anniversary. So it's been a while now. This is about 6 years ago, 7 years ago at this point. This video is being recorded in 2025. But you can read kind of where we came from, how we got here. It's been a long time. We started in 2008. And yeah, we've gone through a lot of evolution since then. So check that out. The last bit here, GM access. These are just a few things that might be useful to current GMs. Capwise threes, that's a thing we do on and off. It's a one night fantasy game. You buy in for $9 and you pick a few players, and it's kind of fun. We didn't do it last year, but here and there we'll do that. Here's a direct link to Fantrax just to take you to Fantrax. Of course, it's just as easy to type in fantrax.com and go there. And then shop. This is where you come to pay your league dues. You can see all the different leagues spelled out here. You can click add to cart. If you're in multiple leagues, you just click add to cart a few times and you add them all up. If you're in an unusual, sometimes what happens is you won some prize money, so you don't owe the full amount for your league, so you can use the donate button here to enter a custom amount. We use PayPal for everything when it comes to entry fees and prizes, so I'm actually going to pay you out on PayPal as well. Although I'm flexible to use Venmo or Zelle or any of those things. I'll even write you a check if you're in the US. Yeah, so you pay your fees. Fees are due on June 1st every year. Usually I'll be chasing people around all summer to get those fees. That's really all there is here on the homepage. As I mentioned, this is the thing you're going to go to the least, but I wanted to introduce you to it first. It is technically the homepage. It is the starting point, and you can get to virtually everything else you would need to get to from here. If you have any questions about this particular bit of Capwise, this particular online venue of our website, feel free to reach out. I'm going to stop this video here. This is now going to continue into a series of videos so that you can jump back and forth and go to one at a time if you just want to learn about spreadsheets or Fantrax or whatever else it is. So we'll stop this one here. Please continue the series though, and we'll see you on the next one.